Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia, Chapter 205. So right off the bat, Horikoshi ended up throwing us quite a bit of a curveball at us with the whole with the way this chapter ended and the whole exercise ending, and basically what I can call a stalemate between class A and B, which with basically everyone just kind of down on the ground, just kind of just flat on the ground and just unconscious now. Like, yeah, that's kind of quite a way to definitely throw us a curveball for sure. And if I had to take a guess as to where things are gonna go from here, I I imagine with this whole setup in itself, I think Horikoshi is taking a playbook from the first tournament arc of Dragon Ball, where the first one to stand up from either team claims the victory for their side. Like, it's it's kind of a little cliche, but it would be a little bit of a cliche win that I guess. But so far, like in terms of how Horikoshi has set this up, that's the only thing I've got as to how he plans to end this whole phase of the exercise. And it would, in that sense, I guess it would make sense. Although I think in that sense it would make the most sense because of course dragging the unconscious conscious bodies to, I think, the jail. Unless he adds that they need to drag the unconscious bodies to jail or something, I don't know. But yeah, I think it is going to be like the first one who stands up is going to claim the victory for their team in this exercise. And honestly, in terms of who I want to stand up, it's in terms of who I want to stand up. I I'm I Actually, as weird as it is, I almost want the way I want things to play out is that I want both Tetsu and Todoroki to stand up at the same time and just have them finish the battle, and whoever gets thrown into jail first is the winner. I don't know. That's just my idea of it. Now, in terms of Todoroki, let's move on to his new flame powers. And the reason why I'm putting air quotes on this is because, in terms of like the basis of what Todoroki's power is at the bare bones level of it, the technique that Todoroki used in this chapter is really just a perfect. If you really look at it, it's honestly just a perfected version of the power he used against Izuku in the sports festival. Like the sports festival is where we got a first glimpse at this, but in term is where we got a first glimpse of this power, and from what I see, this is pretty much like almost a perfected or near perfected form of that same power. And I'm not and and trust me, I'm not trying to take away from the epicness of it. Like, it is amazingly epic as to how far Todoroki's coming in harnessing his flames. But at the same time, it's just kind of crazy to think that if what Todoroki used against Tetsu in this chapter is based on the same technique, and the one he used against Izuku was unrefined, then this is one of those things this is one of those times where I can't wait to see this animated, because if because when this gets animated, it'll show like the true power of this technique. It'll definitely show the true power of this technique. And if this is because it really kind of begs the question of how much more powerful are Todoroki's flames now if he's practically getting burned. And even though if he's practically getting burned, like pretty much the power he's probably harnessed now is like tenfold than what he ended up using against Izuku at the sports festival. And through all this epicness too, I do like how Todoroki still managed to even learn a lesson about never underestimating your opponent from Tetsu of all people. And like, yeah, it shows that, yeah, if you want to, like, if it makes sense in terms of what Todoroki was doing here. Like Todoroki, when he was appealing to Tetsu in this chapter, he was basically saying, look, you're gonna get killed if I keep going, so you need to back down now. But on but definitely on Tetsu's side too, he's kind of understandable as to what he was trying to teach Todoroki here. Like, yeah, you're gonna come across situations where you have or sometimes villains they're not gonna listen to you, and there are gonna be times where Todoroki is gonna have to push his absolute limits to the absolute max. And I really like, and this is one of the things that I really like about Tetsu is that he does kind of have this realistic attitude about him, pretty much like me. Like, if he knows like what exactly the situation is going to call for, and in this case, it's he realizes of what it he has like the bare. He has like the true purpose. He knows at the core as to what it truly means to be a hero, and that sometimes you're gonna have to push yourself over and over again in order to truly fight villains and whatnot. So, yeah, it's Tetsu. He really showed Todoroki he really showed Todoroki for sure. Like, and if I had to make a comparison too, I think there will be a time where Todoroki is gonna end up pushing himself beyond the limit, kind of similar in a way that Endeavor did against High End. If I was to make a comparison, that would be the battle for sure to compare it to. Also, we get a lot more of Iida in this chapter too, and what more can I say about Iida at this point? Like, the guy just keeps on developing and getting better as a character, and Iida's words, I think, in this chapter pretty much summed up his journey in this. Summed up his entire journey. Summed up the entire journey that he's taken thus far, which is that he said, abstain from villains. Saving comes first. That was his words. He said, I'm not gonna focus on the villains. I have to save everyone first. That's basically my priority and my mantra as a hero right now. And what makes that one line so amazing is that, like, we even see a small little panel of it in the chapter, but it reinforces just how quintessential Stain still is to Iida's development. Like Stain, like in Iida's mind, Stain hasn't gone away. Stain is still very much Stain's words, like everything that he went through with Stain, is still a part of him. It's part of who he's becoming. So he's using Stain as a means to keep motivating himself and say, yeah, I'm not gonna go back to who I was before. I'm just gonna keep doing what's right. I'm gonna save people, and if it comes down to fighting villains, I'll do that. But it's not gonna be the main. It's not gonna be the main focus of what I need to do. So, yeah, in that sense, Iida was, Iida, clap to you, dude. And it's, like I said, it started, and it's amazing how everything in terms of Iida's development, it all started with Stain. Like, Stain's words, are keep pushing him to get better and better. And, like, one thing about this for sure, when it comes to Stain involved in this story, is that I'm sure at some point in the near future, it'll come full circle with Stain. Like, it'll come full circle, but with Iida's development is going to come full circle with Stain as well, because let's face facts, Stain's existence alone has become such an integral part of the story that it's impossible for that not to happen. Like, at some point in the near future, I think Iida is going to end up in confrontation with Stain again. So I think that's going to be at the point where his development comes completely full circle. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. One thing that kind of creeped me out about this chapter was Shoji's fight, and it's one of those things where I'm kind of glad it was only a couple pages long, because even though I'm perfectly aware both characters are around the same age, the prospect of Shoji's arms wrapping around a girl like Pony, who kind of has that little bit of that lolly factor going for her. Just the prospect of Shoji's arms wrapping around Pony, it the thought alone kind of makes you say ew a bit. Although it was a nice quick showcase of what powers they've developed, so in that sense it was good too. But Yeah, what more can I say? This chapter, it was amazing. But both Todoroki and Iida especially, like Iida, I think was the MVP of this chapter, but they both ended up getting some great development. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Mr. Crunchyroll. That Night of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.